The Flash, issue 73, Mark Waid writing, Greg Rock back on the art. And this is a Christmas issue where Wally's brought Linda to Jay's house for Christmas. And it was a delight, actually, frankly. This was a delightful little story.
I have one major critique that bugged the hell out of me towards the end.
Okay.
And like immediately knocked a whole point off for my reaction to it. But overall, yeah, it was a pretty fun issue.
Okay. But yeah, so Wally's obsessing over the tree, and Linda's getting mad at him, so she sends him to the kitchen to help Jay and Joan. But then Joan keeps talking about how nice he is and how well-intentioned he is, but the end of the page is really funny because she just leans into Jay and goes, "Get him out of here before I kill him."
Yeah, and he's like, "Got it," and just grabs the helmet.
Yeah, because he keeps saying, "Oh, can I share the way I help? Because I mean, I could do it really fast." And she's trying to like make she wants to make a traditional Christmas dinner. She wants to do it at the regular human speed. She wants to enjoy the process.
Even Jay's there peeling potatoes at normal speed.
Yes, he knows not to question this tradition. This means a lot to his wife. He knows to keep his mouth shut. So he's like, "No, get your costume on. Let's go. We'll go and just go do it." And they do. They talk about Christmas, what he wants to give Linda. And it's nice. I think after the last issue ending with the romance finally being solidified as a relationship, I think it's nice that this issue's like the reaction of the happy grandparents. Oh, he's got a girlfriend. Oh, it's nice. And it kind of, I think tonally it feels quite nice to come to this after that issue.
It does. And Jay's already like, "So, you giving her a ring?"
He's like, hold on. Even I'm a bit slower than that. Let's not speed things up. And he talks about how obviously Christmas means more as you get older. It's more about family and friends and less about being excited for presents. But he misses the thrill, and this might sound selfish, but he misses the thrill of just being really excited about that new baseball glove.
Yeah.
Which is a nice payoff later when that's what Linda got him, as a baseball glove. And it's like,
oh, look how well she knows him.
It's a really sweet ending. But they're just doing good deeds. They're catching presents. They're getting people out of the way of cars in the snow. Going to like soup kitchens. Ultimately, they end up helping a pregnant woman, who's the one who's going to get hit with the car. And it turns out there's more of a problem though. Not only is she pregnant, her husband, who's getting laid off from his job, it's his last day at work. But he can't find a new job, so he's turning to some thugs have convinced him to help steal all the money at the end of the shift. And she's crying and mortified that he's going to do this. And she says, he thinks that this is the only way he can support his family, and that he's got a baby on the way.
Literally going into labor there, and they have to, speed to get some doctors to her.
Yeah. So Jay stays with her to help deliver the baby. Wally goes off to the department store to help things. And even this is kind of fun, even though obviously the story's getting a little more serious because there's a thing to save now, there's a thing to stop. What I like about it is, one, you've got the Christmas chaos of like Wally being, oh shit, this place is packed, it's Christmas Eve, it's the jingle all the way chaos.
LaRock read this script. God damn it, all these people on one page.
Yeah.
Because it is like it's like a Where's Wally page.
It really is. But I do like that what he's trying to do is to, like, in the Christmas spirit, is stop someone from becoming a criminal. It feels like a really nice goal, as opposed to just saving something from something bad happening. You know, there's like a nice spin to it that feels quite positive. And he tries everyone, and the twist is quite obvious, if you want to call it that. I don't know if it is a twist per se, but the idea that he's checked every employee in the store, all 300 or whatever it is of them, but the one that he's not seen is the one who's playing Santa for the kids. That's the one that's the guy. And he's actually too late. He's already in the back room, he's taking the money in the bag, and he's not happy about it. He looks really, I mean, the art's good here, showing that he's really sad as he's using the crowbar to pry the door open. He's like, oh, what have I become?
Yeah, it is really nice. And even when he's on the next page, when he's putting the money into the bag, it's silent. But he's just, this side shot of him looking down, and you can feel the misery. And
even the second panel is really good, of like him leaving the room, and it's just the long shadow of the light from the other room.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, it knows exactly what it's doing. But he runs into this kid who never got to see Santa in the mall or in the department store, and the kid's like, "Hey Santa, I never told you what I wanted," and he's like, look, how about your dad? He can help you with your mum. And he's like, "Oh, we don't have my dad anymore," and he basically this, and I think this is the really important thing here, is that the guy decides to put the money back before the Flash ever shows up, before the criminals show up. He makes this choice on his own, just with being inspired by this kid. So after this, you're always rooting for Wally to help him and to make sure he's safe and not go to prison. Like, you're never saying, but he still did the dicky thing. He took the money technically, but he made this choice.
He's turned back, and he's like, I'm not going to give it to you. And they all, start opening fire, and he does immediately shield the kid. Obviously, he has no idea that the Flash is coming to save them.
Yeah, he shields the kid thinking he's going to die by saving the kid. So again, he does a really heroic thing before, the list goes. So Wally just tells him to go off and meet his wife, who's delivering the baby, and he runs off in the snow and gets there and holds his child, and it's a sweet ending.
Yeah, of course, it's in a big church as well. It's all hey, look, it's Christmas.
Yeah, it's all super Christmassy. I mean, I have no doubt this came out in like December or whatever year.
Oh, it absolutely did. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, obviously it's an epilogue here, which we'll get to. It's a little bit different. That's where the president comes in, because they're back at the house.
Yeah.
But I think the main story was a delightful... It felt like... I mean, obviously it was Christmassy because of the art and everything that was there, but just the general vibe of it. It was... And one of the things we love about Flash is the idea of the Flash family, the idea of them being together and having these downbeat issues where they can just be doing things like setting up the Christmas tree or having almost a sitcom episode at the house where they're, Linda's getting annoyed because she's trying to watch the football and...
No big master plan in this episode.
No, a simple little...
issue even.
Simple little story about helping a couple of simple people, and the fact that it's such a heartwarming thing of this guy's turned to a life of crime, he doesn't want to, and he makes the choice not to. All of that works,
barring the point that I dislike.
Yes,
which I'm going to get to now is to do with the kid, where he's there going to Santa. It's like, oh well, go tell your dad, he'll take care of it. And he's like, no, I wrote him a letter. That's why my mom's so sad. Dad's not with us anymore. He's in jail. And I was like, no, didn't need it. It's too on the nose. It's too much being like, this is what'll happen to you, your wife and kid if you go through with this. It was too much.
I get why it's annoyed you. I didn't really care. It's on the nose. Enough. I agree it's on the nose, right? Because it could have just been the dad died. It didn't have to be specifically the exact same thing. Or he just left. He was a scumbag and he ran off, whatever. But it didn't faze me.
It was specifically the dialogue bubble that just said he's in jail, where I went, right, nope, knocking a whole point off for that because I just despise that moment.
Of course. And the art's really good through it. I mean, we mentioned a couple of panels, particularly with him stealing the money, that were really well done and showing how he felt about it.
Yeah.
But all the stuff with them around the snow, helping the various bystanders. There was a nice chaotic feeling of them like catching presents as they're having this casual conversation. There's a really good job of like showing their familiarity and their normality of all this, despite the fact they're doing all these super speed things.
Right. And as much as I joked that LaRock definitely hated that page with all the people, I think he did a really good job on it still, where it felt chaotic.
Yeah. So the epilogue, all in the present, of course, where Wally's delighted by, is the doorbell goes. It's like, oh, hey, who could that be? And they go up and open the door, and who's standing there but Barry Allen with his hood down? And the captions at the end basically just say Merry Christmas from all of us. But don't worry, we're going to get to the how, we're going to get to the why, and all those things next issue. But have a nice Christmas.
Yeah, that's an interesting cliffhanger.
Yeah, is this the start of Return of Barry Allen, that arc? Because that's a really famous arc.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know how early that comes in this run. It might be that.
I didn't think it was this early, so my impression was this is, something, I don't want to say sinister, but not as it seems.
Sure. Oh yeah, very possibly.
That was my initial impression. Is this is a comic cliffhanger? It's it's a trick somehow.
Well, even I mean, I don't think that story is actually about Barry really coming back, though, right? I mean,
I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh no, it is. It starts issue 74, which is next. Yep, this is.
Oh, okay.
This is us getting into that run, that story. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. I assumed it was later in this run for some reason.
So, neat. So I mean, it's the cliffhanger did generally come out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting Barry to be at the door. So. No. So fair play.
I think it works because it's such a. Don't say disconnected issue, but standalone. Like it feels like it's just a Christmas issue, right?
Yeah.
It's just this is just the thing between arcs, and which I thought was interesting because it's LaRock back for this one. Whereas if anything, I thought this would be the one LaRock takes the break on, right?
Mm.
And then it gets to the end and it's like I get it. That's why there's this big important beat here that kind of ties it all in as to the overall run.
Yeah. Really good issue. So, what's the rating with the point docked for the jail line?
With the point docked, it's a 7.
Yeah, I'm going to happily give this an 8.5. I really like this issue, and the jail line didn't bother me. So, there you go.
Well, I'm happy for you.
No, you're not. All right.
No, I'm not.